Hi, I'm David Friedman. I have Susquehanna Frames. We are framing some paintings today. I have 800, 900 period frames. We are creating these videos to try to entice you to see our frames as an option for your problems. We're here to solve your framing needs. And I have good stock of authentic frames that we are employing for a variety of situations. So here's a portrait that I bought. It's a Jacob Eichholz, and it is in a reproduction frame. But it's in a reproduction frame that is not good for the portrait. And what's not good about it, I don't know how much the photograph comes through, but the surface on this frame is terrible. So what you get is a high quality period federal painting with a reproduction frame, and that discord between something that's old and authentic and something that is kind of an imitation is glaring to me. So I can't sell this portrait in this frame as it presents. So I need to make an alteration. All right, and what I can do is I can put it in one of my frames. We can simply put it in a beautiful reproduction of a Sully frame that I can make from my gilders in my stash. This is about $1,500 to produce. And I don't want to spend $1,500. I think someone else probably would, but I don't want to. So I can't use this option as I might. And I want to talk about this frame so you understand where I'm coming from. All right? Look at this frame if the quality or the lack of quality comes through. All right, so this frame is probably made in, gee, I don't know, maybe it's Indonesia, maybe it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it is not really carved and not really gilded. The surface on this is mechanical. The carving is mechanical. The design of this is a factory product. People would call this a custom frame, but it isn't a custom frame. And the surface, therefore, is not gold leaf, obviously. It's not even metal leaf. It's a surface textured frame. It has so little depth that they have to add these little black spots in it so that the black spots, this is how they make things in China, maybe this is a Chinese frame, is an imitation of real depth. And let me show you what an English person would have done maybe 80 years ago to this same pattern. This kind of a frame originated in England in the 18th century. It's like a Gainsborough frame, or what the dealers would call a gallery frame. Very popular model. This is a real bench-made copy. This is a 20th century reproduction, but look at the difference between this frame, which is gilded and carved and has depth and has beauty. All the ornament is, you see, the beads are individual, the rope looks good, the leaf carving on the outside is individually done, the straps have burnishing on it, so the gilding is not just flat, but it is a two-tone. So there is a burnished highlight on here, on the tops of these rails. It's a plain gold leaf frame. I don't have one of these in my inventory that happens to be the right size. So I'm trying to be efficient with what I have. So not wanting to spend $1,500, I am going to, and you're not going to find many other people that attempt to do this, but I am going to work with the crummy frame. And if I can make this ugly, poorly crafted frame appear better, I'm helping myself in a budget. So what we're going to do is we're going to resurface the whole frame. The surface is terrible. There's nothing to save. We're going to add gold in strategic places, real gold leaf, and we're going to use a combination of gilders, wax, and toning to give depth. We're going to wear it down. We're going to put paint in some areas, distress it down, so we're going to build depth into something that lacks depth. So I don't have to build another frame. The basic design is okay, but when I'm done with it, the discontinuity between the the quality of a real federal portrait and a crummy repro would drop out. And you're trying to make the frame appear as if it is it has a texture that resembles an antique instead of something that resembles a mechanical copy is what we're going for. This is a compromise solution because I don't want to do for this portrait a $1,500 option because that's how the dollars work for me. In the real world, not everyone doesn't have unlimited budgets. So that's what I'm coming up with. And I'm sympathetic to my customers that can't afford all my frames because in truth, neither can I when I'm trying to frame my old paintings. We took a reproduction frame of poor quality. All right, remember how I commented that the frame was flat, it was boring, it was new, and it read like a repro frame. So the goal is to make this frame appear like it is an 18th century frame. So to do that, I've taken out, the whole surface has been redone, and I've added gold leaf at the highlights, just like a period frame would have been done, burnished at the corners and at these elements here and along this area here, so that it is not a flat, boring presentation. And then to create depth, we've used steel wool, wet sanding to pull some of the red bowl up to create depth. And a flat frame, the way that was surfaced, just kills the painting. Now the painting has different tones and textures. It's brighter in some spots and darker in others, flatter in others. It has depth that's part of the frame itself by bringing out the darker tone that's underneath and the red that comes through, which pulls up her dress. So this is a way for very little money to take an existing, rather poorly crafted repro frame and make it look acceptable on an 18th century frame without reframing the whole thing. Look, I'm not a problem. I have great 25, 30 frames. I could put a $1,500 frame on this out of my frame inventory without a problem. I'm trying to work with what the customer has. In this case, I'm the customer. You know, I didn't want to put a $1,500 frame on a picture that I'm probably going to sell for $2,000. So I'm trying to economize, and this is what we can do to work with an existing situation. SusquehannaFrames.com. I'm now located in the Asheville, North Carolina area. Many of these frames can be shipped and returned if you're not happy with them. We have a very high success rate of pleasing our customers because we try to work hard to get every detail right.